All right, this week's Strum It video is kind of an unusual one. It's a Beatles tune that not that many people are aware of that has an amazing chord progression. So I really feel like this is one that a lot of people should know how to play and listen to. It's just a great song. It's called I'll Be On My Way. I first heard it on the Live at the BBC double disc set. I must have listened to it a million times. I've actually even recorded this one. I love it so much. All right, in this video, we're going to go ahead and look at the entire song piece by piece. All right, let's take a look at the intro. And the first chord we have is A major, which looks like this. I'm bringing that up on the screen here as well. And I do it with 2, 1, 3. Some people like to do 1, 2, 3. I find that's a little crowded, makes it harder to move around. So 2, 1, 3. And the strumming pattern for a lot of this intro is simply down, down, up, down, up, down, up. And that's each measure. Or 1, 2, and 3, and 4. And... All right, so A major, perfectly normal chord. Everybody plays that. But the next one you don't come across very often. A augmented. So to play that, your index finger goes on the first string, first fret. Third finger goes on the second string, second fret. Middle finger goes on the second fret, string 3. Then your pinky comes over to string 4, fret number 3. Strum 5, and you've got this cool, unusual sounding augmented chord, which works perfect in this introduction. The strumming pattern's the same. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. All right, after that, we go to an A6 chord, which looks a lot like an F sharp minor. It's kind of the same thing, but the difference is we're playing that A in the bass. And then the chord moves around. They actually use their pinky, place it down for A major 6 over 7. Release. Go back to it. And then back to the A6. So that whole measure with the A6 is... which sounds fantastic. And then we go back to that A augmented to finish it off. All right, so that's the introduction. Let me play it through from beginning to end and then we'll move on. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And there you have it. So let's get right into it. First of all, the strumming pattern remains the same as it did on the intro, which is down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Or counting it traditionally, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Our first chord is A major once again, so we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Next up is E major, which looks like this, index finger on string 3, first fret. The other two kind of look like an E minor chord if you're familiar with that one. Got the picture of it up here. And it sounds like this. 1, 2, and 3. But this time on the and, you put your pinky down to make it an E7 chord. Come up on that. Move that pinky to the second fret for the next down. And then pull it off to go back to E. So it's E7, E6, E. Which is a real simple way of adding a little bit of life to your chord progression. So we have 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Next up's real easy. We're back to the A for a full measure. After that, we have D major. Back to the A major. Back to E. This time we don't have to change anything, just... Alright, our next measure has A for half the measure, down, down, up. Switch to the D for down, up, down, up. Then in the last measure of verses 1 and 3, we have A, down on the second beat, up on E, which makes it a little bit tricky there. So it's down, down, up, down. This time when you come up, put your pinky down for E7. And then when you come down again, back to E. So that measure all together in slow motion, A, 2, and So let's get right into it. We start with that A major chord once again. Same strum pattern. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Then we switch to E major. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up. Back to A. To D. A again. E. A, but only for half the measure. Switch to D. Back to A. Now that last A is strummed a little bit differently. We have down, down, up, down, up, down. And that's really one of the only times in the song that you have to make that change. So let me go through that all together. Here we go. We have 1. Taking a look at the bridge section of the song. Now this is the only section that has different chords from the rest of it. Here we start off with a B major chord, and that of course is best played as a bar chord. You have your third finger covering strings 2, 3, and 4, all with that third finger, and then the index finger bars across the second fret. You don't need that last string. I do touch it up here to kind of mute it in case I accidentally hit it. And then we have the same strumming pattern. So B major, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and next chord is E major. Back to B major, that bar chord. Back to E major. Now we have F sharp major. That's a bar chord that looks like this. We have our index finger across all 6 strings, and then underneath it what looks like an E major chord. Middle finger is on the 3rd string, 3rd fret, and then the other 2 fingers are on fret 4 on strings 4 and 5. Play that all together. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then the very last measure of that bridge moves around a lot. We first start with B major for down, down, up. Then we grab the E major chord for down, E7 for up, slide it back for E6, and then open E again. So all together that last measure is 1, 2, and 3, and 4. After that bridge section, it goes into verse 3, and then to the outro, which we'll get into next. So we're taking a look at the outro. This is just as cool as the intro on this. It goes to that augmented chord, so let's get right into it. We have the same strumming pattern, but each chord is only played for half a measure this time. So our first chord is A major, for down, down, up. Then we go to A augmented, down, up, down, up. Then we go to that A6 chord, which is much like an F sharp minor. Down, down, up, and then back to the A augmented for down, up, down, up. All right, so here's the whole outro all together. Kind of fades out on the recording, and here we go. We have I kind of end on an A major there just to resolve it. They fade out, but I always find it sounds good just to kind of end like that. Alright, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe, and let me know what other songs you might want to learn how to play. Also, we have books that will make it easier for you to learn guitar, including Guitar Chord Master, which you see behind me here. You can check those out at themissingmethod.com, and I will see you next time.